Once, in a world woven from moonbeams and quiet dreams, lived Elara. Her cottage, small and welcoming, nestled at the very edge of the whispering woods, a place known for its soft secrets and slumbering magic. Inside, the air always smelled faintly of lavender and old stories. Every evening, as twilight painted the sky in shades of bruised plum and deepest indigo, Elara would sit by her window, a mug of warm chamomile tea cradled in her hands. She was not just watching the stars, she was listening to them, believing they hummed ancient lullabies across the vast quiet. Tonight, however, one star, usually a modest twinkle amongst its sparkling kin, pulsed with an unusual, almost insistent glow. It was a soft, silvery beacon, winking not with merriment, but with a gentle plea, a silent invitation carried on the cool night air. This particular star felt different. Not like a distant diamond, but like a whisper, a forgotten melody trying to find its way back home. It beckoned to her heart, a soft tug of wonder. Elara remembered her grandmother's tales of stardust seeds, tiny fragments of cosmic light that sometimes drifted down to earth, seeking warmth and rest before their long journey back to the heavens. Could this be one such seed, lost and yearning for comfort? The thought filled her with a quiet urgency. She knew the whispering woods could be deep and shadowed, but tonight the star's soft glow seemed to promise safety, a guiding hand in the dark. A gentle adventure, not frightening, but filled with the promise of quiet discovery. A soft sigh escaped her lips, a mixture of anticipation and quiet joy. She carefully placed her mug on the windowsill, its warmth still lingering. With a silent promise to the beckoning star, Elara wrapped herself in her grandmother's softest shawl, smelling of dried wildflowers and ancient secrets. She slipped her feet into worn, comfortable boots and quietly unlatched her cottage door. The cool night air, sweet with the scent of pine and damp earth, greeted her like an old friend. The whispering woods stood before her, a silhouette against the starlit sky, its depths inviting rather than intimidating. The star pulsed once more, a silent confirmation, a gentle nod. Elara took a deep breath, her heart humming with a quiet tune of curiosity, and stepped out into the night, following the gentle call. The whispering woods lived up to its name, not with eerie creaks or howls, but with a symphony of soft rustles and sighs. Each leaf seemed to murmur tiny secrets as Elara passed, a soothing lullaby of the forest. Moonlight filtered through the dense canopy, painted the forest floor in dappled silver and deep, inky shadows. The air was cool and crisp, carrying the scent of damp moss and unseen wildflowers. There was no fear here, only a quiet sense of enchantment. The star, her silent guide, shimmered just beyond the tallest trees, its light a soft beacon in the gentle gloom. Every step Elara took felt cushioned by the soft earth, a quiet pilgrimage into the heart of slumbering magic. She noticed how the shadows played tricks, making familiar trees seem like ancient, slumbering giants, their branches reaching up like arms in a silent embrace. Soon, the ordinary forest path gave way to something truly wondrous. The ground beneath her feet began to glow with a soft, phosphorescent light. It was a carpet of iridescent moss, trailing like a milky way across the forest floor, gently illuminating her way. Each tiny patch pulsed with a life of its own, casting a gentle, green-gold luminescence that chased away the deepest shadows, making the journey feel even more secure. It wound through ancient roots and under drooping branches, a natural pathway crafted by the forest's own quiet magic. Elara paused, captivated by the spectacle, her breath catching in her throat. It was as if the earth itself was guiding her, lending its own gentle light to her quest. The air here felt warmer, thick with unspoken magic, a gentle hum resonating deep within the forest's heart. As the mossy path gently curved around a particularly ancient oak, a pair of large golden eyes blinked open from the shadows. Perched on a gnarled branch, perfectly camouflaged, was Alaric, the wise old owl of the whispering woods. His feathers were the colour of twilight, his gaze ancient and knowing. "Hoo-hoo!" he hooted softly, a sound like rustling dry leaves. "Lost, little wanderer, or found?" Elara was not startled. Alaric's presence felt like a part of the forest's quiet enchantment. "Neither, wise Alaric," she replied, her voice a gentle murmur. "I follow a star, a special star that calls to my heart." Alaric tilted his head, his golden eyes reflecting the glowing moss. "Stars gather their light, little one, at the Glimmer Brook, but only those with patient hearts and open eyes find its true path. Look with your spirit, not just your sight. The stream sings a silent song." With another soft hoot, he unfurled his vast wings and silently glided deeper into the shadows, leaving Elara with his cryptic yet comforting words. Alaric's words echoed in her mind. "Look with your spirit, not just your sight." The mossy path now led into a clearing filled with the most extraordinary flowers Elara had ever seen. They were not brightly coloured, but instead their petals shimmered with an inner light, like captured fireflies. Each bloom was a different shade of luminous pearl, soft silver, or palest gold, and together they formed a gentle maze. She realized these were starlight blooms, their petals holding tiny drops of distilled starlight. Stepping among them, she noticed that some bloomed brighter when she thought of comforting memories, while others dimmed when she rushed. It was a gentle puzzle of patience and intuition. She moved slowly, carefully, letting her heart guide her, feeling the subtle shifts in their glow, finding the brightest path. The air here was filled with a faint, sweet perfume, like night-blooming jasmine and dew-kissed moon petals, an intoxicating yet calming aroma that made her feel utterly at peace, as if she herself was part of this luminous garden. Each step was a discovery, a quiet conversation with the silent, glowing flora. The moon above seemed to watch over her, a knowing eye in the deep velvet sky, approving of her gentle quest. As she emerged from the starlight blooms, a new sound greeted her. It was a melody, faint at first, then growing clearer, a tune so exquisitely soft it felt woven from pure starlight. It was not sung by a voice, but seemed to emanate from the very air, a gentle hum that resonated deep within her chest. It was the silent song Alaric had spoken of. This melody was not grand or dramatic, but like a tender lullaby, a comforting caress against the quiet night. It ebbed and flowed, sometimes a shimmering whisper, sometimes a fuller, richer chord, always pulling her gently forward. She felt it guiding her, not with force, but with an irresistible, loving invitation. Her pace slowed, almost a meditative walk, as she allowed the music to soak into her, easing any lingering thoughts and replacing them with a profound sense of peace. The world seemed to fade into a dream, leaving only the melody and the soft glow of her path. She knew, without a doubt, that she was very close to her destination, drawn by this celestial serenade. The melody swelled softly, then gently faded as Elara stepped into another clearing. And there it was, the Glimmer Brook. Not a raging river, but a crystal-clear stream, its waters so perfectly still they mirrored the entire night sky, even beneath the forest canopy. thousands of stars. Some she recognized, some utterly new, glittered on its surface, a liquid galaxy stretching before her. And above the center of this shimmering pool hovered her star. It was smaller than she had imagined. From her window, a tiny, exquisite starseed pulsating with a gentle, weary glow. It resembled a teardrop of purest light, fragile and almost translucent, as if its long journey had tired it profoundly. It was not lost in the way a misplaced toy is lost, but rather it was seeking a haven, a quiet harbor to rest and rejuvenate its gentle light before continuing its cosmic dance. The air around the Glimmerbrook hummed with an almost palpable energy, a soft, restorative resonance that seemed to soothe the very soul. Elara felt a wave of tenderness wash over her, an understanding that transcended words. The starseed trembled ever so slightly, a barely perceptible flicker, as if sensing her presence, her kindness. It was a miniature heart of the cosmos, seeking comfort. Elara remembered her grandmother's words again. Even the brightest lights need a quiet moment to gather themselves. This tiny voyager was not broken or lost in a tragic sense. It simply needed a haven, a moment of profound stillness and gentle care to rekindle its inherent brilliance. She felt a deep empathy for its journey, understanding that even the grandest things in the universe sometimes craved a simple, quiet embrace. There was no need for grand gestures or magical spells, only a quiet, understanding presence. The Glimmerbrook was a natural sanctuary, its mirrored waters offering peace, but Elara knew her own warmth, her human kindness, could offer something equally vital, a moment of conscious, loving connection. She pondered the incredible journey this small light must have undertaken, sailing through nebulae, past sleeping planets, enduring the vast, cold emptiness of space, all to find this quiet corner of her world, this tranquil brook, and perhaps her. The weight of its cosmic journey settled gently on her, not as a burden, but as a profound honor. Very, very gently, Elara extended her hands, cupping them together as if holding the most delicate dewdrop. She did not touch the starseed, but invited it, with the silent language of her heart, to rest within the warmth of her palms. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, the starseed drifted downwards, settling into the soft, comforting cradle of her hands. It pulsed with a brighter, steadier light, absorbing not just the gentle energy of the Glimmerbrook that permeated the air, but also the profound, quiet kindness radiating from Elara. She began to hum a soft, wordless lullaby, a tune she had known since childhood, a melody of comfort and belonging. As she hummed, she felt a profound connection, a shared warmth that flowed between her and the tiny starseed. It was a silent conversation, a communion of spirits, a moment where the vastness of the cosmos met the simple, powerful act of human empathy. The starseed's light intensified, not with a blinding flash, but with a deep, contented glow, like a child finally finding sleep after a long day. It was resting, truly resting, in the gentle embrace of earth and heart. In that quiet communion, Elara felt as though she understood the universe's oldest secrets, not through words, but through feeling. She was a tiny vessel holding a tiny star, and in that moment, all was perfectly aligned, perfectly at peace. The very air around them seemed to shimmer with gratitude, a delicate, almost invisible mist of cosmic joy. After a long, tranquil moment, the starseed began to stir. With a final, radiant pulse of gratitude and renewed energy, it gently lifted from Elara's palms, ascending slowly back towards the starry canopy. It left behind not an emptiness, but a faint, permanent shimmer within her heart, a tiny, warm ember of starlight, a quiet promise of connection. Elara watched it go, a soft smile gracing her lips, her heart full. The whispering woods on her journey back felt like an old friend, its shadows familiar, its whispers a welcoming tune. The glowing moss and starlight blooms twinkled their gentle goodbyes. Elara hummed her lullaby, a thread of comfort connecting her to the wondrous journey. Soon her cottage appeared, a comforting haven, its door inviting. The familiar scent of lavender and old stories greeted her as she stepped inside, leaving the cool night behind. Inside, everything was just as she had left it, yet subtly different. The air still held a faint, sweet aroma, a lingering trace of starlight and the Glimmerbrook's quiet magic. Elara placed her grandmother's shawl gently over the back of a chair, a soft reminder of her gentle adventure. She walked to her bed, feeling the quilt's familiar comfort, and lay down, gazing out her window once more. The sky was still vast, but now it felt closer, more intimate. The stars, once distant diamonds, now twinkled with a knowing softness, a secret shared. The shimmer the starseed had left in her heart pulsed gently, a tiny, warm light in the quiet dark. A profound sense of peace settled over her, a deep, contented quiet that hummed with the echoes of the Glimmerbrook's song and the whispering wood's soft sighs. She closed her eyes, feeling safe, cherished, and utterly at home, ready to drift into dreams woven from starlight and gentle adventures, knowing that even the smallest heart could hold the vastness of the cosmos. Sleep came to her then, a kind and tender friend, wrapping her in its soft embrace, promising dreams as gentle and full of wonder as the journey she had just completed.